So what's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. I am David. On today's episode, guys, we're going to get into some gardening. We got to plant some seeds because our greenhouse and our garden is done. When this video gets aired versus when I shoot this video, today is June 24th. When it gets aired, it's going to be a different story. We're really late in the season for planting and all that stuff, but not a big deal. We're just going to go for it and see what happens. At worst case scenario, we get some kind of harvest, right? So let's give it a shot, or we have a lot of fun killing a bunch of plants. So let's just see what happens. We're going to jump right into it. We're going to do your basic stuff, your tomatoes, your cucumbers, your peppers. We're going to do a little herb garden. We're going to put some, I think we're going to do some parsley and chives and oregano. I think we're going to throw a bunch of that stuff in there. I forgot. We have a ton of seed. Let's go get right into it and let's plant some seeds. All right, we're going to jump right into doing some beefsteak tomatoes. There's some big tomatoes that we like to do. We typically do a lot of tomatoes because we can can them and all of that good stuff. We can make sauces and we can can our sauce. There's a lot of stuff we can do with tomatoes, so we typically do a lot of tomato plants. Also, these are 72 slot trays that I have here, and we do bottom water these. What that means, we take one of these out and I pour water into one of these sections and fill it up a bunch and let it bottom water. And these have already been, I filled all of these with dirt and we've already bottom watered them and let them set overnight. So the soil is good and moist. So all we have to do, I take a little labeling stick. I just poke a couple little holes. Just do them right now, actually. We just poke a few holes down into each individual one. And then we just drop some seed in. I drop one seed in. I don't do, if it's really small seed, then yeah, I drop a few in just to not have the hassle. But when the seeds are decent, an okay size, I typically take a pair of Q-tips, a pair of tweezers, and I just usually grab the seed and I drop one per hole because I just so I don't have to go back through and cut to weed out what I don't want. If you got 3 or 4 in one hole, you got to weed them out. That said, also we also have a lot of these 72 slot trays that if you have limited space, then yeah, for germination's sake, put more than one per hole. Put 2 to 3 per hole to give yourself a better shot. But considering we're probably going to do this entire section here of just tomatoes, you know, if they all popped up, great, and if only a few popped up, we're still going to be okay no matter what. So that's it. So we use these little plastic sticks here for labeling. It's cheap little plastic sticks. Wood tends to mold, so no popsicle sticks, nothing like that, because they mold in the greenhouse, and we don't want that. So I'm gonna let Shannon write on this because her handwriting is way nicer than mine, and I'm just gonna put it right in the middle of this one tray of beefsteak tomatoes, just so because we're doing this whole tray that. So just one thing to say what it is, and then if I do like and whatever else I do, I label accordingly. We'll just label them all. You'll see. Let's go. All right, so nicely labeled. I'm not actually going to stick it in. I'm just going to put it like this right now for the sake of our video, just so I can, just so they're not in the way of anything else we're doing, and I'm not fighting with this stupid thing. And we're going to put our tomato seeds away. We're done with these officially. So we're going to dump these back into this here bag. And we'll put our tomato seeds away, and that's it for that. And we're going to start this season. We're going to start when we harvest our tomatoes. We're going to dry out some of the seed for our next harvest, so we stop buying tomato seeds. Next up to bat, let's do some cucumbers. How about some cucumbers? Now I'm only going to do a limited amount of these, only because these things tend to grow, man. And when they grow, they put out a lot. So we're probably going to do probably 6 of these guys, cucumbers. All right, we're gonna put the cucumbers away. That's it for those. Same thing with cucumbers. We're gonna start harvesting our own seeds. With everything, we're gonna start harvesting our own seeds. Let's do, how about some sunflowers? We'll do sunflowers next. Matter of fact, until Shannon finishes writing, I'm gonna leave this cucumber packet right on top of this so I don't forget where we're at. We're gonna plant some sunflowers out next. I'm gonna do, and these are big seed sunflowers they are. So we're just gonna take, we're probably just gonna do 6 of these guys. We're gonna toss them right on in. And these are Mammoth sunflower seeds that I'm planting here. These are some big guys. Next, let's jump into some bell peppers, just some standard bell peppers we got. We're gonna get ourselves into here. Let's jump into some jalapenos. How about some jalapenos? We'll definitely do jalapenos. You can never have enough of those, in my opinion. So the mama made up a couple sticks for me here. Here we go. And we got jalapenos done already. Jalapenos are here. Voila. And then you know what? Let's do spinach next. We'll put the spinach right next to this. Let's break out the spinach seeds. How many seeds we got? Alright, we're actually low on spinach seeds. I didn't realize this. I only have 4 of these guys, so it looks like we're planting 4 spinach seeds, which is fine. Drop them on in, poke them on down. Let's do some habaneros. We'll do 6 plants of habanero next. And I'm going to do some, I call them tomatillos. I'm not really too sure if that's the right name, but tomatillos, because I want to make verde sauce. And that's going to do it for those tomatillos. You know what? We're going to try to do a couple Thai chilies. That's going to finish it up for this tray. We're going to move on to our next 72. All right, so for our lettuce, I just tend to sprinkle these in just a little bit, and that's it. Just sprinkle a little in. Next, we're going to do some broccoli. Next up the bat, we're actually going to do 6 cantaloupes. We had bought an organic cantaloupe from, I don't know where we bought it from, but we had got one. And we took some of the seeds and dried them out. And we're going to try to grow them. Let's see what happens. We love a good experiment around here. So I always do enjoy a good experiment. Seeing that I have 5 slots open, we have not cherry tomatoes, but grape tomatoes inside. And I was looking at a YouTube video one time, and a guy or girl, I don't know who it was, but somebody, they sliced it and just put it in the dirt and it grew. So we're going to cut these in half and I'm going to plant them and let's see if they grow. All right, so because I got a bunch of slots left open still, I'm going to just go ahead and plant another 6 sunflowers because if I recall correctly, these didn't do very well for me. So we're going to do another 6 sunflowers in. Hopefully this will do a little bit better. So, all right, and for our last remaining slots here, what we decided to do, I don't know what season you're supposed to be planting these particular items in, and I'm not going to research and take the time out and do it. I'll find out later. If you follow our videos by any means, if you saw our bulk unboxing, we got lavender, mini roses, and forget-me-nots, and the mama wants to plant them. So we're going to plant 6 of each of them and see what we get out of it. And then now we just take one of these out. We're going to bottom water. And that's how we bottom water them. And that's going to be it for these guys. Our 72 trays are done. They're all filled up. And just in case we ran into more, I actually had some more on standby just in case we wanted to do some more planting of anything. But it seems like we got plenty. And then I got some aloe plants growing over here. This guy was given to me by Joseph, and it had this one and that one. Those guys are doing really well. Can you see them? There we go. Sorry about that. So, and I got a cactus plant that my sister gave me. I actually gave Shannon. Cool little plant. And then our potato plant is going to be ready to harvest pretty soon. That thing is just out of control. So, all right, that's it. So we're going to go ahead and take the time while we're out in the greenhouse to go ahead and grab our little planting boxes here. I typically do a lot of my herb garden typically goes in these kind of things typically. And a lot of my lettuces I usually put in these kind of things also. What we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and fill this up. I got a big bag of dirt down there that I purchased from my local big box store. And I'm going to go ahead and fill these up and see what we got. Typically speaking, we will have a compost pile here, but we just haven't put one on the property yet. We haven't started composting yet. But we'll get there. But for now, we're just buying some dirt, and we're going to go ahead and fill these guys up. All right, we got all those filled up. It is hot out here, so this is going to go quick. The mama made us up some signs really quickly. We're going to do some basil. We're going to do cilantro. We're going to do parsley. We're going to do arugula. We're going to do chives, and we're gonna do, which I've never done before, garlic chives. Never actually even heard of garlic chives, but a friend of mine who got a assortment of seeds hooked me up with some of these, and he's like, hey, try to grow some of these, and I was like, I'm in. So you had me at garlic chives. I mean, I love garlic. Speaking of that, we still got to plant some garlic, but right now it's hot out here, so let's get some of these done. We're going to start with basil, and I have to save a few seeds for a friend of mine. All right, and that's going to be it for our herb garden. That's going to be it. I got garlic to still plant, but that's going to be it for this portion, I guess I want to say. This will be it for this portion of the herb garden. We got the garlic chives, arugula, parsley, cilantro, and basil. Granted, arugula isn't considered an herb, but whatever. I'm not here to split hairs here. But we got all this stuff planted. We're excited. And we're going to do some garlic in it. I think we'll do some garlic bulbs. We'll do some garlic bulbs in a round pot. All right, so we're gonna plant some garlic in next, like I was saying, and that's gonna be it for our garden, I think. If something else pops up, I'll keep you guys posted, but I think that's gonna be it. Also, with if you guys do, not that I'm trying to tell people what to do or anything like that, but if you find yourself using planters like this, don't forget to wash them out in case you had any, if you had any kind of mold problems or anything with your other plants. You don't want to bring that over to the next season with you. So I always take the time. I just take some warm soap and water and just get them good and cleaned out. If I did have any issues, then I do try something a little bit more chemically based. But other than that, I typically use warm soap and water. This is some fresh garlic. It's organic garlic right out of my pantry that we're going to be planting today. So I was going to break a few cloves off. I don't know how many pots I actually have out here, but as many pots as I have, as many garlic bulbs we're going to do. This one looks rotten, so that doesn't look any good. The bigger the bulb, the better off you are. If you plant small garlic bulbs, you won't get as big of a garlic bulb. So don't plant the little ones. Take the little ones back inside your house and use them. Well, do what you want to do, but in my experience, the bigger the bulb, the better off you are. This looks rotted. That looks no good. And this is just a stem. Awesome. All right, here we go. Oh, I do got a couple of guys here and here. So we got 2. What do we got over here? 3, 4, 5. I can always transplant these later. So we got 5 going. We can start with 5. This is not a bad start at all. Let's go ahead and water these in a little bit because they look. Where's my diffuser at? These guys look. They're really dry. I'd had them out here just sitting. I just filled them up with soil because I know I'm going to use them at some point to do something with. So now they're here. They're ready to be used. Just start getting them nice and wet. All right, voila. I am doing this fast, guys, because it is hot out here. The pointy side you want to face up if you're planting garlic. Plant them about a thumb's length down into the ground, roughly. Okay, and that's going to be it. The rest of all right, so I put one of these trays down. I soak water into it. You can see how this counter's a little unlevel, so all the water drifts this way. But I do that because these can just soak up water. All these pots can soak up water from all the holes that are underneath to make sure the soil is good and moist for germination for the garlic. That's just what I do. Right or wrong, I'm not here to discuss right or wrong. It's just what I am doing. And that goes for anything you see on my channel, guys. I'm not saying whether it's right or wrong. Also, it may have looked weird because I was throwing the garlic stuff on the ground, the sheddings on the ground, only because this is dirt in the ground here, and we're actually going to till this over just so we can put plants and stuff in the dirt underneath these benches, stuff that don't require a lot of sun and can be shaded, whether it be plants or produce or whatever it may be. So this is all going to get tilled over, and this is all organic matter at that point. So I don't mind just throwing it on the ground. Doesn't really matter to me. All right, so we're all done with the garden. The 2020 garden is complete as far as I'm concerned. There may be a few things we end up throwing in here and there, but everything is done. Thank you for joining me for this episode, guys. It was a lot of fun, and don't forget to take the time to enjoy what you do, and don't forget, work does not do itself, so don't be afraid to get out there and get after it, guys.